Blog Talk Radio.
What's going on, folks? I hope everyone's having a good time and a good day. It's your boy Long Beach Joe. We back at it, and we've made it, people. We've made it. It's free agency time. It's time to talk about everything that we have going, everything that we got going on. So much that we've done, some signings. I know that some fans are not excited about some of the things we've done. They wanted bigger names. They wanted things like that. But we're going to get into all that. But listen, I'm the man of the people. I'm here for the people. Let me shamelessly promote my Facebook page. Everyone go on Facebook. Search The Long Beach Joe Show. Like that page. My content's up there. Go ahead and give it a listen. Message me. I'll message you right back. I love going back and forth with folks about this football team. Also, leave me some feedback. I love hearing about what you folks think I do here on The Long Beach Joe Show. So without further ado, folks, let's go ahead and get into the show. I'm fired up. And I'm feeling good, people. I'm feeling very, very good. This is a different time. You know what I'm saying? It's a different time for me. I'm loving this. I'm liking what we've done in free agency, some of the signings that we made. So we're going to talk about it. You can also follow me as well on iTunes, The Long Beach Joe Show. I'm also on Twitter as well at The Long Beach Joe. That's the show's page. Please give it a follow. I love going back and forth in there as well. You know what I'm saying? And as well, if you're watching me, on my live stream, because I know some people listen to me on Blog Talk Radio as well. I also live stream live during my show. You can go search search Long Beach Joe Jets on YouTube. Give that channel a follow, man. Subscribe, turn on your notifications, you know what I'm saying? And wait for my content so you'll be in the know when I post it, you know what I mean? So with all that, put to the side, man, what a move the Jets have made. We brought in some guys. We filled some holes that were in the roster. There were people that really wanted a lot of really big signings. A lot of people wanted Kenny Golladay. There was a lot of people that wanted, other guys that were out there. But Joe Douglas made a lot of really solid quality signings. We're going to get into them right now. First one he started with was Gerard Davis, linebacker, was able to get him in the building. And I know a lot of fans immediately, kind of hopped on him. They say, hey, we want more. We want more than that. Hell, before that, 30 minutes before he signed Davis, people were talking about firing Joe Douglas. They were saying they didn't like, the way that he was handling business in free agency. They didn't like what he was doing. They didn't like that he wasn't, out there jumping out there, and then he makes that move. I like the signing of Gerard. I think he's going to come in and, just be a motor, be a guy that's going to put things together out there. He's going to be put in the system with Suller. So he got a one-year deal. He's been brought in. Then the next thing we know, boom, Corey Davis. That was a solid signing as well. Big time, wide receiver. He's a guy that has a lot of, he's a big wide receiver, very physical, can go up and catch the football. He's coming from the Titans. We all know that the Titans ran the football quite a bit as well. He's a very solid run blocker. So I think that his addition to the offense was a solid signing as well. Here's, what we needed. We needed a guy that we'd be able to go to. We can continue to address and I'll talk about some of the other signings that we made as well, and we'll continue, I think, to address the offense. But getting Corey Davis in the building, like I said, I thought was a really good move by Joe Douglas. Then he comes out, boom, again, Carl Lawson. Now, let me tell you something. If you're not excited about us signing Carl Lawson, I don't know what to tell you. The Jets have not had a pass rusher since I don't know when. I mean, hell, some people say we haven't had a pass rusher since John Abraham. Do you know how long ago that was? Seriously, do y'all know how long ago that was? That was a long
What more
time
do you want from me?
That was a long time ago, man. That was a long time ago, okay? But we went out, we got Lawson. Here's a guy that was with the Bengals. A lot of people look and say, well, he only had, 5 sacks last year, blah, blah, blah. Listen, the Bengals are not a very good football team, but when you watch that defense, he popped. He was the guy that was flashing the most. He's powerful. He's got great hands, great drive, and, again, he's a guy that can rush the passer and get after it. I like this signing. I really, really do. And this is going to bolster the defense because we're going to have something that we haven't had in years. A guy, we don't have to send blitzes constantly anymore. This guy's going to be able to get after it from the line. And let me tell you who this is going to help as well defensively. It's going to be Quinnen Williams. Him and Quinnen Williams lined up on the same side. Oh, my goodness. They're going to give opposing offensive coordinators headaches, man. How are you going to get these two guys blocked? You know, how are you going to do that? So I love that signing as well. Then we went on and got Justin Hardy, and there were some people that were just like, well, you know, Justin Hardy, all right, we're okay with it, but, I mean, what is he going to do here? I understand you want him to come in and play the cornerback position. He is a corner. You want corner help. Okay, cool. I get that, right? But here's the deal. He's going to be able to come in and be a special teamer. Is he really going to help us defensively at corner? Is he going to be a number one shutdown corner for us? Probably not. You know what I'm saying? Probably definitely not. You know what I mean? But he's a gunner. He's a guy that's going to get down. Go back and watch some of those Jets games this year where we gave up, you know, some returns. And we by giving up those returns, guess what? Teams were able to put themselves in positions offensively with really solid field position against us, and that hurt us quite a bit. This signing right here to me screams, hey, Brant Boyer, we see you. We see you, my guy. We see that you need some help, and we went out and got it. And let me tell you something. One thing I love, man, is when players are passionate about football, okay? Let me break something down for y'all. There's a lot of players out there that play the game, but they don't love it. They play it, they get their money, and they move on. They're all in it for themselves. You listen to this dude talk about what he does it for. You listen to this dude talk about what drives him, what he's about, why he's out there, why he wants to be the best, and you can't not be inspired. You can't not be inspired by what he's bringing. He's telling you, I'm doing it. I'm doing it for me. I'm doing it for my family. I'm doing it for my mom. She's watching me. I'm being the best for her. Bro, and when he said he would not be denied, bro, I almost ran through a wall. That's the type of passion that you need. Those are the type of guys that you need in your football team, guys that won't quit when things are going down. Things are not going the way we should go. Things are not the best. These are not the best conditions or the best situations. They're not going to stop. And he's one of those guys that's constantly going to have a motor. So, again, I like Hardy, bringing him in, 3-year deal. I think it was $6.75 million. You know, he's going to be a guy that's really going to put on for our special teams. Then, you know, clock started a little slow, and then people said, oh, well, Joe Douglas still not doing enough. We want more. Boom, he pops up, gets Keenan Cole. 1-year deal, $5.5 million. There were some people that looked at me, why Keenan Cole? Why Keenan Cole? We need more bigger names. What about Kenny Golladay? What about this? What about that? Listen, we need to continue to bolster this offense, right? We need to continue to bolster this wide receiver position. I was talking to people, and I said, hey, listen, do you guys not remember last year? Do you remember all the injuries that we had? We were decimated at wide receiver. Mims had missed time. Rashad Perryman had missed. There were so many. Crowder had missed some games as well. Do you folks remember when we basically had like one starting wide receiver sometimes a game? We had brought in Chris Hogan, and it was just mish-mosh all over the damn place. We need more than one or two guys, bruh. We do. You need depth. If you look at the rest of some of the top offenses in the league, most of them have depth. You look at Kansas City. They come out, and guess what? Yes, they got Tyreek Hill. Yes, they had Sammy, but they got guys after them, bro, that can put on too. You know what I'm saying? Guys like Thomas and all these other guys that come out and are very, well and successful within the scheme. That's depth. We need that as well. So I like the signing of Cole. Again, he's a 1-year deal, $5.5 million. He was a guy that, when he was in Jacksonville last year, was second in receptions and yardage on the football team. He's a guy that's going to, put on for us. And I like that. I understand that people wanted the bigger names, and I get that. But these were very solid signings. Very solid signings, I thought, of wide receiver for us. Then we continued to make moves. Dan Feeney, 1-year deal again, $3.5 million. He's a guy that's brought in, and a lot of people had issues with that too. Dan is not being brought in to be a starter. He's a guy, again, that's coming in for depth. He can play center. He can play guard. He's a guy that's going to put on for us, a guy that's going to help us out in case a guy goes down. You can see with a lot of these signings, they're quality signings where Joe Douglas is just trying to build the roster. We're still in a situation where we're trying to get better. I understand that people want the big names, and we'll talk about that too. Because I'm not, giving Joe Douglas totally a pass. I know there's some names out there that a lot of people wanted. I wanted them too. One of them was Gerald Everett. He ended up going elsewhere. But these signings are still solid signings. Then we go out. We got LaMarcus Joyner as well. 1-year deal, a guy that's going to come in. Now, this could help with our safety look, man. Real talk. Now we got 3 guys that we can put out there with Ashton Davis, Marcus May, and Joyner. We're going to see what happens with that going forward, too. So I thought that was a decent signing as well, and we just signed Tyler Croft. So Chris Herndon-Hyde, the Herndon-Hyde that comes after me every single week. Every week, I'm sleeping on y'all, bro. I'm sleeping on y'all. I'm so tired of y'all. I'm sleeping on y'all, bro. I'm just tired of I'm just tired of y'all, bro. Like, this has been pretty ridiculous with y'all. Y'all are in my mentions constantly. Y'all are getting after me constantly. I don't want to hear it. He's not going to get this job for free. They brought in another tight end that's going to challenge and push him. And, again, we can continue to add as well as the draft comes along. So there was a lot of moves, man. There was a lot of moves. I know people wanted Juju. He ends up staying with the Steelers. There's a lot of moves that Joe Douglas made, and I thought he did a lot of these signings, again, bolstered and bettered the roster. Are we done? No. There's still guys out there. Keanu Neal. You know, we're still looking for Kyle Fuller as a guy that could end up, shaking loose as well. Richard Sherman is still out there. K'Waun Williams is still out there. There's still guys out there. I don't think Joe Douglas is done. But I think, again, the signings that he's made have been very, very quality signings, and I like them. So 515-602-9639. We're going to get to the lines, man, because I want to talk to y'all. I want to hear your thoughts about free agency. I want to hear your thoughts about this team. We're going to discuss Jets football today because this is a day, man, where we're doing what it takes. We're turning things around. I'm telling you, I can't tell you how happy I am to finally have a damn pass rusher, man. To finally have one. I mean, welcome to the NFL. Welcome to the NFL. Everyone else, has a pass rusher. Everybody else, has been able to rush the passer. But us for years. And we finally got a guy that's going to be on the line and we can continue to build as well. So, again, 515-602-9639. We're going to get to the lines. I'm going to put this message out there again, okay? When you call into my show, when you call in, you're on the line. I can see you, okay? You don't have to call in and hang up and call in and hang up and call in and hang up. I can see you. You're in a queue. If you call in and hang up and call in and hang up and call in and hang up, guess what? You're just putting yourself at the back of the queue constantly. You're doing that to yourself. I want to explain that because, again, there's certain people out there that don't understand this philosophy here. They don't understand how, these things work. Call in, hold, okay, and we will get to you. I get to everybody. Everybody will get their time to talk about free agency and the signings that we've made. We got a lot of things to talk about, a lot of passionate Jet fans. Also, if you're listening to me on Blog Talk, also live stream as well during the show, okay? Long Beach Joe Jets is the YouTube page I live stream on. Listen, I got my chat, I call them the Savages. Why? Because they're savage, okay? They don't care about anybody. Anybody can get it. It does not matter. If you give a take that they don't like, they're going to get after you. If I give a take they don't like, they get after me. I'm not safe. Nobody's safe out here. You know what I'm saying? So, again, we're going to get to these lines, man. We're about to get straight to them. I think I'm going to bring my guy Rich on. I believe this is Rich right here, man. Let me go ahead and this is my old Jets fan, man. This is my old Jets fan right here. We're going to get him on early. Man, listen, we got to talk directly to you. What's going on? 862. How you doing, my old Jets fan? How you feeling today, my friend?
I'm doing well myself.
All right, that's awesome. That's awesome. Listen, I'm coming directly to you. All right, we're going to start talking about this free agency. We're going to start talking about what we got going on here. Give me your thoughts about the Jets signing Carl Lawson. How are you feeling about that, man?
Well, You know what's so funny is that on Pro Football Focus, he's a lot higher ranked than most people would realize. He had about 5.5 sacks, I think, last year.
Mm-hmm.
But he's big on QB hit, and he does get pressures. And
Yep.
I would suggest that on a better line that I know that we have and a better scheme, he might be a 10.5 or 11.5 sack individual. So at the end of the
Mm-hmm.
day, I love this signing. There's a lot of players on the Bengals that were great players. I mean, think about the players they drafted over the past decade, A.J. Green and everybody like Mohamed Sanu. This is a team that always had talent. So I'm appreciative of the fact that the Jets signed a player that didn't have the gaudy numbers, which is a little bit overrated if you take a look at what we did with Le'Veon Bell and what was that linebacker we signed?
Mosley.
No production. But, yeah,
Mosley.
I really do like
years.
it.
2 games,
Yeah.
2 years.
Yeah. 2 games, 2 years. And I like the way that Joe Douglas is approaching the idea of going low. In other words, getting players that have let's face facts. The metrics are now Pro Football Focus. Take a look at them. Take a look at your scouting, and he's done a wonderful job of getting those players in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, he's really put some things together, and I like a lot of the signings. And for me, again, I'm going to keep going back to this because we talk about Quinnen Williams so much. I think the person that benefits the most in this signing is Quinnen Williams because now he gets to continue to wreak the havoc and destruction that he already has, but he's got a guy right next to him as well that's going to be able to put pressure and just wreak havoc and destruction as well. It's going to be hard to block those two. And you got Robert Saleh coming in. We're in a new 4-3 fit. This is going to be big. This is going to give us that threat that we've always been looking for, you know, from the pass rush perspective. Am I correct?
Yeah, absolutely. But the thing that gets to me is that it looks like it's indicating to me that they're going with Sam next year. And, you know,
Tell me how.
Yeah, it does look like it's going with Sam next year because at the end of the day, when I watch the film on him, and I've watched film, just actual film of game things, he still has the talent. And if we were to go to Zach Wilson or Joe Fields, who I've watched filmed on, it's no better than Sam's. And I think with the proper coaching, he could be the guy. And, you know, I'm looking forward to I don't want the Jets to draft a quarterback. I don't.
Yeah, you know, look. I mean, at the end of the day, I think the one of the indicators for me that they're probably going to stick with Sam Darnold going in is a lot of situations that we were looking to, a lot of situations that people were talking about trading Sam to begin with. You know, Washington was one of those teams that was constantly brought up. Hey, they filled that hole. So a lot of teams went out and got guys to fill those holes. Now you're looking around saying, okay, well, where can you send Sam? It seems like the Niners are, you know, completely good at their quarterback position. They don't want to move on. So you're starting to wonder, okay, well, where exactly can you send him? And I think that's kind of what kept us here. To be completely honest, if you're asking me, I think the plan is not to move on from Sam. That's just me, though, you know. But I think the plan is not to move on from Sam. But even some of the guys that you talked about as well, I love Justin Fields. I'll be very clear about that. If we do take a quarterback and we do move on from Sam, Justin Fields is the guy that I want. I understand a lot of people love Zach Wilson as well, what he brings to the table. And we'll talk about a lot of that stuff as the draft continues to come on. But, yeah, that played a part as well in free agency, especially when Fitz went to Washington and what they're putting around him. It looks like he's going to step in there and probably be their starter at least for a year or 2 years or whatever, however long they keep him. So he's going to get another opportunity there. So, yeah, that's how things are wrapping up. So my final question before I let you go, because we got quite a bit of callers and I want to get to everybody, is what are your thoughts on the signing of Keelan Cole? How do you feel about that, man?
Well, it's a decent signing. What I mean to say is I like going for low expense free agent signings because big expense free agent signings have shown themselves to be a waste. Okay, especially in the NFL. So, like, I really like the idea of, getting veterans that are, let's say, slightly above average NFL players, because that's what's going to go to. There's a group of players that are called NFL players and slightly above. And if he's slightly above and he gets the right coaching, which I think he will get, that the New York Jets will be better for it.
Yeah. And so, again, before I let you go, who is a free agent that you still want out there that you'd like to see the Jets go after?
The truth is, if I had to say, I hate to say this. I really hate to say this because he's a polarizing player, is Richard Sherman.
Okay.
Because he's all about attitude. And you get a guy with attitude on your defense, it's going to make a difference. And to be honest with you, it's like I am always firmly a belief in the draft. You got to get the players in the draft. And if we were to sit there and pick at number 2, and we decide to go with Sam, and we get Penny Sewell, and we have Becton and Sewell, I would be perfectly happy with that. And then we get a Richard Sherman, on defense. I don't see us being the pushovers we've been, that we're going to go out there and knock people's proverbial blanks into you get what I'm saying. So I love you, dude.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just
Thank
keep
you so
up
much
the
for
work.
calling in. Next time I have a show, I want to hear from you. All right.
All right, brother. My wife still thinks you're sexy.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
You have a good one. Oh, listen, we got a lot of callers on the line. We got a lot of fans that want to talk. Again, 515-602-9639. Again, 515-602-9639. When you call in, okay, I can see you. You're in a queue. Don't call in and hang up. Call in and hang up. You're just putting yourself at the back of the line. But let me tell you something else. The old Jets fan, he was a heck of a caller, knew his stuff. But let me tell you, we also made some other moves as well, got some guys back. Josh Adams, we were able to bring him back as well. Jeff Smith, who I really, really like. I think this guy is talented, and I think if utilized correctly, we could really see some good things out of him. You know what I'm saying? And we also retained Vincent Smith as well. So we made some moves. We're going to keep getting to these callers, though. Salute to all the savages in the chat. Salute to Roscoe. Salute to Macau. My guys that be up early. You know what I'm saying? Early. They early. You know what I'm saying? When I do my checks, they own the line. You know what I mean? So we're going to keep getting to these lines. Next, I'm coming to my guy, Steve, man. My dude, Steve. Steve, what's going on? How you doing today, my friend?
What's going on, Joe? How have you been, man?
I'm all right, Steve. I'm feeling good. Jets, free agency is going. The Jets are making moves. I'm excited, Steve. So my first question for you, my man, is Corey Davis. How are you feeling about him being the Jets wide receiver now?
Oh, no, let me tell you what. I was watching the Ranger game a couple of nights ago, and on Monday night when we signed Corey Davis, I was stoked because I even said a couple of weeks ago on your show, that was the receiver I wanted the Jets to get, and bam, we got him.
Yeah, we did, man.
But let me ask you this, Joe. Now let me ask you this: which signing did you like more, Corey Davis or Carl Lawson?
Man, let me tell you something. I like them both, to be absolutely honest, but Carl Lawson, we have not had a pass. I've been talking about pass rush for so long. It's insane. I've been talking about the need that we have just to be able to get after the quarterback in this league is huge. So I like Lawson. I don't know, man. I can't think because I want to say Carl Lawson, but then on the flip side, Corey Davis coming in really legitimizes our wide receiver position, continues to bolster it. But our offense is terrible. Terrible.
Yeah.
It has been terrible for quite some time. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. I'm probably going to go with Lawson, but I love Corey Davis coming in because let me tell you something. We have been at the bottom of the league offensively. It's been horrific to watch the Jets offense the last couple years, Steve. No weapons,
there was
no
a
nothing.
reason why.
Steve, it's been bad, dude.
No, Joe, there's a reason why our offense was at the bottom of the league. You want to know why? Because we had an offensive genius mind named Adam Gase. That was the reason why we were bottom offense.
Yeah, that's absolutely true, Steve. That's absolutely true. But I want to get to this with you, Steve, because there's a lot of fans that are looking at the situation in the offense right now. Even though Corey Davis was brought in, we got Keenan Cole, they're still looking around and saying, okay, well, why haven't we moved on from Sam Darnold? You know, why hasn't he been traded? What are your thoughts surrounding him right now? And is there a place that you think the Jets could even send him at this point? Because there's so many teams that have filled that QB spot or seem to be okay with the quarterback they have in position.
No, okay. Here is the thing. If you remember, what's going on right now is Joe Douglas is going to the other pro days to look at the other quarterback. See, right now, he hasn't made a decision yet on what's happening with Sam. I predicted to every Jet fan on Twitter during this last month is that he's either going to make a decision by either the end of March or it's either going to be at the end of this month or at the beginning of April. Now, here is the thing. The Jets can also, if they decide to stick with Sam, you know what? I am absolutely okay with it. Because then what we can do is we could trade down. We could get more picks. Ooh. This is why we have Joe Douglas as our general manager. And you know what? Mike McCagnon, as of course, could never do anything when it came to drafting. That's why we got Joe Douglas now. But there was another signing that I was excited about. This just happened a little while ago. I don't know if you saw this. We just signed Tyler Kroft from the Buffalo Bills. Rutgers native, went to Rutgers, which is not too far from where I am here in New Jersey. I mean, he was a Rutgers player. He was a former Bengal, former Bill. Let me tell you something. He's a very good goal line tight end player, which is something that we need. He's 6'6", I believe, and also he can. He's also a really good pass blocker, so he could help out the offensive line. But let me just tell you something. This so far, and everybody is all on Jets Twitter, all calling Joe Douglas the cheapest general manager in the NFL. Let me tell you something right now. Joe Douglas, what he is doing is he's watching that cap space that we have, okay? He is watching that cap space we have. He's not like Mike McCagnon, who would just go out and spend money on ridiculous players. Because you've got to remember one thing about Joe Douglas. Remember, Jet fans, we still have a draft coming up. We have 9 picks in this year in the draft. 2 in round 1, 1 in round 2, 2 in round 3, 1 in round 4, 2 in round 5, and 1 in round 6. We got 9 picks in the draft this year, so we could still fill those holes. Now, the thing is, there are some things, though, that are still a little bit questionable. The guy who you just mentioned from the Falcons, Joe, right now it's coming down from what I've been reading on Twitter before I came on your show tonight. It's either between us and the Dallas Cowboys right now. Guy, what's his name? What's his name? The safety from the Falcons. What's his name again? Yeah. Okay.
Keanu Neal.
So it's coming down right now. But let me tell you something. I trust Joe Douglas no matter what. And the thing is, there was a reason why Carl Lawson came to play for the Jets. I mean, listen, here was the thing. The pass rusher I wanted the Jets to get was the guy from the Saints, but then he actually went to the Bengals now, which is okay, Trey Hendrickson. But you know what, though? The reason why he wanted to come here for 2 reasons. Number 1 was because of Robert Saleh, and number 2, to play on the defensive line with Quentin Williams. It's going to feel so great now that we finally have a pass rusher that will help the secondary finally.
Yep. Steve. You are bringing the fire right now. You brought up an excellent point, and I think a lot of people aren't necessarily thinking about that as well, is that our pass rush and our ability to get after the quarterback does nothing but bode well as well for our secondary. You know, you get guys down faster, you get to the quarterback and get a sack. That's a lot, shorter of a time that the secondary has to cover. So that's going to help us all around on our defense, man. So your call was fire, man. I want to get to one last question with you before I let you go, though, Steve. You look at this situation, there's a lot of guys out there, man, still out there looking around in free agency. What free agent would you like to see the Jets chase next? Is there a guy that you covet that's still out there?
I mean, we could definitely go after a cornerback. I do like Kyler Fuller. The only problem is that I have with Kyler Fuller is if he's going to ask for a lot of money. Because when he recently played with the Bears, and don't get me wrong about Kyler, I think he's a great corner, but I think the biggest problem about him is he's going to ask for a lot of money. And I got to be very honest, because all Jets fans are saying now that we need to get Kenny Golladay. Listen, I would not want Kenny Golladay for two reasons. Number one, he wants $18.5 million per year. That is way too much money to give to a receiver. I'm sorry. That's way too much money, and he's a very, very injury-prone receiver. I don't know what Jets fans are thinking about. Unfortunately, they're calling our general manager Cheapskate Joe. They're calling him Cheapskate Joe because the thing is, what Jets fans don't understand is what he's trying to do is build through a draft. Look at these other teams in the NFL that have been successful when it came to building a draft. Look at Kansas City. Look at Green Bay. Look at what the Bills did with Josh Allen. Look at it. Come on, they built that team. They built those teams through a draft. Look at what happened. And you know something, Joe? It's just, unfortunately, listen, Jets fans I know are frustrated because, we haven't won a lot of things in a very long time. But let me tell you something. We're going to be reaching the light at the end of the tunnel coming up because we got Joe Douglas and we got Robert Saleh. All gas, no brakes.
Talk that talk, Steve. Listen, man, I want to thank you for calling in tonight, Steve. You did nothing but bring fire. I'm going to have to let you go. Man, you have a good night, all right?
You too, man. Bye-bye.
Oh, Steve with the fire tonight, man. You felt the passion. You know what I'm saying? Steve knows what he's talking about. Calling in with great takes. We're going to keep getting to these lines. Again, to salute to all the savages in the chat. Vegas 702, I see you, my man. Good to see you in here. Welcome to the chat. Vegas says, yo, Joe, have you seen Zach Wilson? Where's this hype coming from? He's another Josh Rosen. Whew, listen, we'll be talking about the draft coming up as well, but I hear a lot of people echoing those sentiments, Vegas 702. You know what I'm saying? I have nothing but respect for Zach Wilson, but, I'm a big Justin Fields guy. I will say that. If we're moving on from Sam, I need to see Justin out there. You know what I mean? I need to see us take him with that second pick. So we're going to keep going to these lines, though. Salute to everyone in the chat. I will come to the chat. I will come to the Savages. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna definitely come back and forth there. But I'm going to my guy E next. I got E on the line, man. I know he's got a lot to say. E, what's going on, my man? How are you feeling today? I want to thank you for calling in. What are your thoughts about Corey Davis, man? How are you feeling about us bringing him in? Jets wide receiver, bro.
Yo, Joe, how you doing, man? Hope you're doing good. Dude, I'm stoked, man. I'm the type to really overreact when moves are made, so I usually have a couple extreme let's go a couple times, stuff like that. Family gets really mad at me, but, whatever. No, I was so hyped about that move, man. Big body receiver. He made that one insane catch with that one stiff arm. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. This year's breakout year at the Titans, man, and, he really earned that contract. So I'm stoked about him. Dude, Carl Lawson, though, I need everyone listening to this to think about something. Think about where you were last time we had a legitimate pass rusher, because I was 2 years old.
Yeah.
It's crazy. 2005, it's insane, man, how we haven't addressed that position. And, everyone's saying, oh, well, he only has 5 sacks. I mean, sacks aren't everything. You watch, him play. A lot of the times he's right about to make the sack, and the quarterback, throws it away, incomplete pass. I mean, he still did the trick. He still made it so the, pass wasn't completed or whatnot. But I got to say one thing, too, man. The guy who said Zach Wilson is Josh Rosen is, one of the dumbest takes I've heard. They're legit polar opposites. I mean, Josh Rosen's, a pure pocket guy, can't move. Zach Wilson is, runs around and stuff, and he can pass in the pocket, too. I mean, why? Because they're both rich or whatnot? I mean, they both came from wealthy families. I mean, it's the dumbest take I've ever heard, and I just had to get that one off my chest, man. But, yeah.
Well, look, I hear you. We'll continue to talk about those things, as the draft comes around. But, hey, listen, everybody's got their takes there, especially about that quarterback position. But I want to stick to free agency and what we brought. So you look at this situation. I know that there's a lot of people as well. You talked about Lawson, who I think is going to be able to just completely wreak havoc on the line, especially with Quentin Williams. And also John Franklin Myers. A lot of people are not talking about that as well. He's a guy that I think is going to benefit from that, too, being able Yep, and Foley. All these guys, Nathan Shepard, all these guys that we have up front, we're going to really be able to put on and see these guys really step up, especially, again, with a legit pass rusher out there. But going to the other side, man, there's a lot of fans that were upset because we missed some guys that were out there in the market. You're looking at the situation, a lot of people wanted Juju Smith. Some people wanted Hudson. There's a lot of fans that are just saying that Joe isn't acting fast enough. He's not doing things quick enough. He's not grabbing some of the guys that they believe could come in and really attack positions. What are your thoughts on us missing out on Juju, and how did you feel about Hudson going elsewhere and being traded?
Yeah, I'm stoked reading at Juju. That dude's so annoying, man. I know he's good, but we already got ourselves a good slot receiver. I mean, what's wrong with Crowder? I mean, yeah, he's not going to be here probably next year, but, you could draft a new slot receiver, something like that. I mean, I don't get that. You're like, yeah, sign Juju for $12 million and cut Crowder. I mean, just keep Crowder. I mean, he's proven that he's been really good recently. Hudson, I wanted him if he was going to get released, but I did not want to trade draft pick for him just because he's a great player, but a bit of an older player. And I don't think they were going to just because they seem like they're comfortable with McGovern. That's why they didn't go after Lindsley. Also, something else. Fans are complaining about that we didn't make an aggressive enough offer for Joe Thuney. I mean, what do you want to pay him, $18 million a year for a guard who's not even the best guard in the league? I mean, if it was Quentin Nelson, too. I mean, think about this. If you're getting paid, you're going to the Chiefs. I mean, they're in the playoffs every year, one of the best teams in the league. You got Patrick Mahomes. Jets, huge question mark at the quarterback. That's not just an opinion. It's a fact. You don't know what's going to happen. That's not an anti-Sam or a pro-draft. It's a fact. And then, so I'm not – why are people mad that we didn't pay $20 million for a guard who's not even the best guard in the league? And I was thinking about this recently. If he's worth that much money, why didn't the Patriots keep him? They had all that cap space.
Yeah, look, I think the Patriots were him and, they weren't able to work out a deal. And I'm pretty sure. And again, you look at the Patriots, and I want to talk about them in a second as well. Maybe they just wanted to go in a different direction, different space. But I tell you, he is a damn good guard.
No, he's great. Yeah,
it's something else. We watched him, push us around for quite some time. But like you said as well, there were Jets fans out there that wanted to make more of an aggressive push. But he decided to go where he went. You know what I'm saying? Same thing I think with Juju. There was a lot of Jets fans that are kind of, I think, misconstrued about what happened with him. Listen, Juju took $8 million to stay with the Steelers. There were bigger offers from elsewhere. The Ravens, I think, offered him.
Yeah, the Eagles gave him a
big
offer, multi-year. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly, and I think the Chiefs might have been in on him as well.
Look, the Ravens and the Eagles,
yeah, Ravens and Eagles, just stuff like that. So he could have went elsewhere, but he wanted to stay with the Steelers, bro. I truly believe that he was just kind of, trying to drum up a market and, try to get himself more money. But I think, honestly, he just wanted to stay there and do his thing. I don't think he really wanted to leave there. But my question for you as well, Ian, man, you're really bringing the fire tonight is, there's a lot of one-year deals here, man. You look at Davis as a one-year deal. Keelan Cole's a one-year deal. Dan Freeney's a one-year deal. Even Joyner's a one-year deal. Hell, Tyler Kroft, a one-year deal. Does that concern you at all? Because some of these guys, especially when we talk about Keelan Cole, a lot of people wanted maybe longer deals, 2-year deals, maybe a 3-year deal, just to keep a guy around, especially when you're talking about a wide receiver that you want to be able to build chemistry with your quarterback, whether it be Sam Darnold or a younger quarterback that you're going to bring in. What are your thoughts about just all these one-year deals?
Well, none of those guys are worth multi-year deals. I mean, none of them are great players. I mean, I like Keelan Cole, maybe give him a 2-year deal, but you can always extend them again after the contract stuff. I mean, a lot of times players play really well in their contract years because they have that extra motivation. But, I mean, yeah, Gerard Davis, they're not, Tyler Kroft, they're not worth multi-year deals. So, I mean, Joe Douglas, I think he made it pretty clear. He's going to plug holes in free agency, kind of get some stopgaps, unless there's a player worth giving a multi-year deal. Insert, Davis and Lawson, and then you plug those rest of the holes in the draft. I mean, look at the draft is loaded at offensive line, and most of the best offensive lines in the league are they got homegrown guys primarily. I mean, other than like the Browns who got like paid a ton for Conklin, but most of the rest of their line is pretty much homegrown. You look at the Colts, so I think, I think none of those guys are worth multi-year deals anyways. And if they play well, just re-sign them.
Yeah, I respect that take. So my final question for you, E, and man, like I said, you're really bringing it. Is there a free agency or a free agent that's still out there that you covet, man? Who do you want to see the Jets go after next?
Man, I want Keanu Neal from the Falcons, and here's why. If I say, we don't need another safety, we have 3 safeties. there's a report that he's interested in playing weak side linebacker. And, dude, our linebacker position is a disaster. I mean, we got Mosley, who's played a game and a half in 2 years, and then we got just question marks. So I think, you can bring him, play linebacker. He's more of a box safety anyway, so that's kind of like a linebacker role. And then if you have a safety go down, or if, Ashton Davis doesn't play well or Joyner doesn't play well, something like that, I want, Keanu Neal. Fuller is intriguing, but I'm not crazy about paying corners because paying corners big money because a lot of times, they hit 30 and they're kind of cooked. Sherman's, I'm interested in just for that mentorship role, and he can still kind of play, but I wouldn't give him anything more than 2-year deal at maximum, and the AAV shouldn't be too high. So, or maybe like a 2-year deal with an out in the first year, something like that. But yeah, Keanu Neal's my guy. I need to look at who are some of the other guards available on the market because it would be nice to get another veteran guard in here. Although, like I said, this draft's pretty loaded. You can use that. I fully expect them to use 23rd pick on a guard and maybe even our second-round pick on a guard. And, if you trade Darnold, you can probably get another second-round pick, which also, I just want to comment on this, too. Steve was, I'm not bringing up any move on from Darnold. Hey, I'm not being negative today. Don't worry. No Stamp Society, none of those comments, no. Although that first
Here
guy,
we go!
That first guy, those drafts, oh, my God. He said they look just as good as Darnold, the quarterbacks in the draft. I mean, did you watch Darnold last year? I mean, outside of the supporting cast and whatnot, did you watch him? Like, he wasn't good. I mean, let's just be honest.
Do you ever get tired of hating Sam? Do you ever get tired of hating on him, bro? I mean,
no,
damn.
dude, I don't like hating on him, man. I like the guy like as a person. Like, he seems like a great guy, man. I just can't stand the excuses anymore, man. And also, I'm a big Wilson guy, so.
Yeah.
But I don't want to hate him. I want
respect that. Go ahead.
Work out just as much as everyone. But, so I just think we haven't traded him yet because Steve was right. We're waiting for the pro days. Wilson Fields, they got their pro days coming up. Lance just had his. And I still think there's a decent market. I mean, just because the Washington football team signed Ryan Fitzpatrick, I mean, that doesn't mean they're out of the equation. I mean, who else do they have? I think he's probably the bridge guy because, in my opinion, Sam is going to have to sit for at least, maybe not a full year, but kind of like the Tannehill situation with the Titans. He kind of sat half the year and then took over. I think Darnold was going to need that anyways. And then, Denver, they seem like they're really out on Drew Lock, and I don't blame him. He's really bad. And Chicago, they signed Andy Dalton, but what do you have after that? So, Carolina,
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens, though, Eve. But, no protection, no weapons. I mean, we're doing that today. We got way better coaching. We finally got a QB coach, and maybe he'll be allowed to audible at the line. You know what I'm saying? So, but we'll see what happens, E. I want to thank you for calling in. Your take.
I'll buy Sam Darnold Broncos jersey. He'll be able to audible all he wants out in Denver.
All right. You have a good night, E. Jeez Louise, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. We were so happy. Everything was going so well. Pick it up again. You know what I mean? He comes in every single week. I respect him. I respect his takes. I respect what he brings to the table. You know what I'm saying? He wants to move on from Sam Darnold. But I'll tell you what, again, there's a lot of places that we talked about sending Sam, and it seems like a lot of those places are very set with the quarterback position that they have. Or they're going to go into the draft and find their guy. I know E kind of downplayed, Fitz going to Washington, but let me tell you something. Listen, Fitz was in Miami. He stepped in before they drafted Tua, and he was leading. Even after they drafted Tua, he was still going out there putting on. They had to put him on the bench to get that guy in there because he was playing pretty damn well. Now he's moving on to Washington. They're also putting weapons over there. It looks like he's going to be the guy. So even if he's a bridge guy, they're looking to go into the draft and probably get a guy. There could be some guys in some later rounds that they could take. A guy that's going to be late in the first round too. There's some stuff out there. So we're going to continue getting to these lines. I got a lot of callers again. 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number when you call in. You know what I'm saying? Just wait on the line. I'm going to get to every single person, okay? Everyone. And salute to everyone. Salute to all the savages. Salute to everybody that's watching. We're going to keep going. Also, give me a thumbs up as well on the stream. It really helps. So everybody, hit that thumbs up button if you can. So we're going to 845, man. We're going to 845. I want to hear from him, man. I want to hear from 845. Salute to you, my friend. I want to thank you for calling in. I'm coming directly to you. Give me your thoughts about us bringing in Carl Lawson. How are you feeling about that signing of a pass rusher?
Salute to you, Joe. Salute to you. I am ecstatic. Carl Lawson, man, and watching his press conference, it seems like Robert Saleh was really the linchpin on him coming here, and that goes to show that Robert Saleh is already motivating guys to come to New Jersey and play for the New York Jets. I really am excited, man. I believe that our team is taking a turn. The culture is changing, and all you can ask for from Joe Douglas and Robert Saleh is to, improve our team in free agency. I'm not trying to get the biggest names out there. I just want to see improvement. And like you've been saying this entire podcast, like, when's the last time we had an edge rusher? Like, man, like, for real. And we got to take a moment as Jets fans and just praise Joe Douglas for finally locking that spot down. And because with him, Fatukasi, Quentin Williams, this is going to be a line that, you're going to have to contend with. Like, it's going to be there are going to be some dogs out there, We're going to be getting after the quarterback this year. I believe we're gonna do some damage on the and pressure the quarterback. So I'm totally for the Carl Lawson free agency signing. And then we got Corey Davis, which is, come on, you want to talk weapons, man? You want to talk about weapons, man? Like, come on. Yeah. Corey Davis is a weapon. And we got Mims on the other side. I cannot wait to see those two tear it up this next year in the Shanahan system that's coming over with Robert Saleh. I just feel like this team is on the up and up right now. We're moving on and we're moving upwards.
Yeah, no, listen, and again, man, you're bringing the fire early, and again, I want to thank you for calling in. You brought up a great point. Mims out there, Corey Davis out there, there's going to be fire, but a lot of people are looking at Crowder right now, and there's some fans that are saying, hey, why don't we cut him, move on from him, take that cash and go out there and get that big-name receiver? Is that something that you're thinking about as well?
Absolutely not. Crowder is already a big-name receiver. Just because he's on our team does not mean that he's not a big-name receiver. He's one of the best slot receivers in the league. Go check your stats, and people like stats, go check it. You like your PFF, go out there and check it. Not only that, come on, let's be loyal to our slot guy. Like, he was the only guy holding it down for a long time. He was Sam's number one receiver for a while, So let's keep him on our team. We know he got familiarity in case we keep Sam. And I think he's a true Jet. I think Jameis Winston wants to be here. I want him to be here, and we actually got that position locked down. Let's hold on to him.
Okay. Look, I respect that. I respect that. Again, I know there's a lot of Jets fans that, there's a segment of the fan base that's saying, hey, listen, we should move on from him. We should do this. We should do that. But I respect everybody that says keep him around. I like him as well. Yeah, as a slot guy, he's going to be able to come in and really put together work. And again, with Corey Davis out there, I think it's going to ease up, because finally we're going to be facing defenses that are going to be like, hey, we got to watch this guy. They have a threat. They have a guy that we cannot sleep on anymore, and that may ease up things, in the slot for Crowder as well, because some of the coverages that you're going to have to play. But talking about coverages defensively, we brought in Justin Hardy, who I don't think is going to be a big-time impact as far as a cornerback position here. He's not going to be a guy that's going to come in and be our number one or number two corner or nothing like that, but he's going to be a guy that's going to come in and really affect our special teams. What are your thoughts about the signing of him, man, and how do you feel about how passionate he is about football?
You hit the nail on the head. His passion. Go watch his press conference, man. He has purpose for why he plays the sport, And when you have a guy who's a dog like that, who's playing with his own purpose, you don't need it. He's self-motivated. You can feel that he's pumped to be here in New York, And not only that, we've seen him in the Saints, just take people's heads off on a kick returns. And honestly, even as a cornerback, when you plug him in there, he's gonna be. He's not gonna stutter, but he's gonna do his job. So I feel like the energy he's bringing to our special teams, and, got Brent Boyer over there with special teams. It's a great special teams, I think. So we're talking about changing the culture, changing the energy, changing, what it means to be a Jet. This is what I love all the signs. These guys are all football guys. The guys are all, excited to start something new here, and that's what it's about. I gotta be honest. Like, we are not. It's going to be a couple of years before we get to like the playoffs. To the Super Bowl, I'll say. It could take like 2-3 years, and that's why I'm not excited to like go after a Juju or a Kenny Golladay, because we can do that when we're like a step away from the Super Bowl. Like when we're like, one big signing that we can go out there and get a big name. But right now we're building a core and a depth roster that's going to be needed for, year 2 of Robert Saleh and year 3, of Joe Douglas, where they can actually, all right, say, let's go out here and get some extra big names to round out the roster. But right now I'm excited as a Jets fan. I think we had one really good free agency, and I think people are kind of sleeping on our free agency signings, for real.
You're bringing the fire right now, man, and you really got me riled up. You really got me riled up. Talking about how
let's go.
You know what I'm saying?
This is what we've been waiting for, man.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You're taking me there. But listen, my final question before I let you go, because you're bringing it right now, is there any free agents out there that you covet that you'd like to see the Jets go after? Is there any guy that you're still looking at saying, hey, I'd like to see the Jets sign him before all things are said and done?
You know what? Yo, Richard Sherman might look good in green. I'm saying, like, Richard Sherman in green might be. I'm saying, like, I know he's a veteran, but we need a veteran presence in our defense too. We got Mosley, but we in the middle linebacker core, but in our secondary, I think he would be a great presence.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I told people before. K'Waun Williams and Richard Sherman. And again, the Richard Sherman I don't think is a guy that we can keep around for like a million years or nothing like that. But a 1, maybe 2-year deal, you know what I'm saying, with an option on that second year so that we can move on without owing him any type of money. If we decide to move on from him, I'm bringing Richard Sherman in. He's still a decent corner.
He would know the San Francisco with Robert Saleh, so he knows the defense. Perfect.
Talk. Yes. He knows what to do, and he can help continue to build and mold our young corner. So I do like the idea of bringing him in. But listen, man, I got to move on. I got to get quiet.
Keep doing your thing, man. I love the show,
I got to get to him. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for calling in. You have a good night.
Peace out.
Woo. Listen, we got a lot of, fire. I'm talking straight fire. We're going to keep going into these lines. Listen, everyone, please let me know, if my audio is too low, too high, something like that. Let me know how you folks feeling. If you can hear me greatly, I'm consistently working on the show. We consistently got stuff going on with the audio, making sure that it's quality for y'all. Making sure it's good quality. And you guys can hear everything I'm saying loud and clear. So let me know. Give me some feedback about that, you know what I'm saying? And we'll continue to work on that. So I want to hear from y'all. So let me know if I'm crystal and everything is going well. So we're going to continue on with the show because we got quite a bit of callers, man. We got quite a bit of callers. 216, I'm coming directly to you. 216, I want you to, you know what I'm saying? I want to thank you for calling in first and foremost. I believe you're a new caller. Give me your name. Yes. Let me know where you're from.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And
okay.
And how you feeling about the Jets free so far?
Joe, listen. This is your nemesis off Twitter, Monty C. Gully. We've had our battles about Jamal Adams. We've had our battles about Jamal Adams.
I'll let an enemy.
Yes, give it.
Where's my security? Monty, what's going on, man?
Yeah, I'm in the building, baby. I'm in the building. Yeah. So look. We've had our differences about Jamal Adams. It
and
is
you
what
were wrong.
it is. Yeah, I mean, it's whatever. I think Jamal was a hell of a player for us, but we're moving on. We're moving on from it. We're moving on from it. Also, Sam Darnold, you always here's the thing with Sam Darnold. The only thing I support Sam. I think Sam in the right situation will be perfect. I think we should keep him. And I think and this is what I feel about everything that's going on moving forward, right? So I think in order to move forward, you have to look at your past, okay? And you have to look at what are the things in the Jets' past that made them successful, right? The things that made the Jets successful in all our runs were us having dominant offensive lines. Now, with Sam Darnold, you every time you look at him, man, he's the things he showed his rookie season, I loved. Then after that, I don't know what the hell happened. You know, he had a lot of poise. Even though he was getting knocked around, he had a lot of poise. And in the second year, he just started flinching. I was like, oh, I don't like this. But the thing that they're not doing is they're not getting good interior line play from the Jets. They're not getting it whatsoever. Every time he says hike, there's guys in his lap. And I think with any young quarterback, run the ball, be able to run the ball, and B, you have to stop the pressure from inside your face. And the Jets have not addressed that. Connor McGovern, he's decent at best. He's decent. But the interior unit, they have to play better. And the things I'm disappointed with the Jets is you have Joe Douglas, who's an offensive line guy. And when you're offensive line guy, you have to you know what to look for in the offensive line. And I don't see him splurging on the offensive line. And that's where it starts, man. If you want Sam to be successful, that's where it starts, on the offensive line. If I'm him, I'm throwing as many darts as possible. I'm getting every single free agent on the offensive line, and I'm bringing them in here because you're looking at our division. What made Josh Allen go to that next level? They
offensive line. Offensive line.
Yeah, exactly. And that made all the difference in the world.
It did. And again, I want to thank you for calling in, Monty. I love going back and forth with you, bro. It's all love.
Oh, yeah.
Here's the deal.
All love.
I hear what you're saying. Absolutely. I hear what you're saying about, making sure that we address the offensive line. But I think a key point that a lot of Jets fans are forgetting is that we have a draft coming up with a ton of picks. You just talked about the Bills, which was an excellent point, right? But if you look at what the Bills did, they drafted a ton of offensive linemen. I think there was a draft where they just took a ton of guys and just kind of was like, whoever works out, works out.
Yeah.
A ton of guys was like, whoever worked out, worked out. So I understand the need for interior offensive line. You're correct. I talked about that all damn offseason. I talked about how Lewis and Van Roten, trash. Get rid of both of those guys. They're dumpsters.
Please.
Get them out of here.
Please.
Awful. We need to move. Yeah, we need to move on from those guys and get better guys. But the deal is that I think the way that Joe Douglas works, right? He's a guy that likes to build through the draft, and we're seeing that. We saw that last year.
And that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, hold on. But again, I think a lot of people are losing sight as well. He's one of the best talent evaluators, dude, in the NFL, hands down, right? Everyone's concerned about our offensive line and building it. Who drafted Mekhi Becton? That was Joe Douglas.
He did.
Right?
He did,
right? So it's like that kid, first year, comes in, right? Wasn't Mekhi Becton before the draft one of the biggest boom or bust players that people were talking about? They were extremely concerned about him. He was, right? Joe Douglas did his homework on him, said, oh, no, this guy knows he's going to be good. Let's go ahead and bring him in. A lot of people were concerned, his size, he's too big. Don't worry about that. Comes in,
Joe,
what does he do?
Joe,
Hold on,
what do you
rookie
think
year,
we should do?
He's the best offensive lineman we have on the line, and was damn near a Pro Bowler. Should have been a Pro Bowler. So I think that we can get interior offensive line, right? You know the draft like I know the draft. Offensive line almost is the most surest bet that you can take. You can get a good guard in the third round. So that's not a huge deal. So we can get starting guys. I just think, again, he's going to push more towards the draft to get those guys and pick those guys up. And we got so many picks and we got so many options available as well.
So, man.
We trade down from 2 down.
That's what I'm hoping for. Even though we have our battles about Sam Darnold, man, I think that we should, with that number 2 pick, I don't think that we should draft Zach Wilson, because I look at it like this, Joe. I look at it, at the end of the day, you're going to have to develop a quarterback either way it goes. There's no quarterback in this draft besides maybe Trevor Lawrence where you just really just don't have to develop as much. Zach Wilson, he's a project. You got Justin Fields, he's going to be a project. Trey Lance, he's an even bigger project. So it's just why don't you just try to support the quarterback that you have by drafting an offensive lineman, giving him Jamar Chase, because I'm looking at it at number 2. I'm paying attention to the division itself. Okay, so the Dolphins are sitting there at number 3. What is their need? They're probably going to draft another receiver. You got Preston Williams, you have Devontae Parker. If Jamar Chase is sitting there, I'm the Dolphins. I'm taking Jamar Chase, and we don't have good corners. We have to figure out some way to get dominant in one position. Okay, so I want to leave this draft with with good linemen and good receivers. Everything else, like if we were to get Jamar Chase, what's the guy's name from Oregon?
Penei Sewell.
What's the guy's name?
Penei Sewell, the big right tackle. Sewell.
Yes. And if we were to get Najee Harris in the second round, I think that's perfect. That's something to build off of. But if you're gonna start over and you're gonna get Zach Wilson, you're just screwing yourself again, man. You're not really you're starting over. You're setting yourself 3 or 4 years back because Zach Wilson's gonna have to develop. What have we done on at the receiver position? Corey Davis, he's a nice receiver, but he's no number one. Let's cut the crap. He's no number one receiver. He's not.
I think he can come here and fill that position, Monty. No, I think he can come here and be decent.
I've seen the Tennessee Titans a lot.
I don't think he's like Allen Robinson or anything, but I think he's solid. I think he's gonna be a guy that can come in here and fill that number one role for us and be productive. Again, I'm not saying that he's Allen Robinson or DeAndre Hopkins, I'm not saying that, but I am saying that I think he can come in here and do the damn thing. I think he's what
you need that. Joe, have you seen our division? He's going to have to go against Byron Jones.
That. And Monty, guess what? There's a lot of wide receivers coming out. There's a lot of guys coming out as well. We can still utilize the draft as well to do what we need to do. Jalen Waddle's going to be out there. There's a host of guys. Hold on a second. Who's the best young rookie wide receiver? The best young rookie wide receiver that came out last year was let's say two guys, right? CeeDee Lamb, who was taken at 17, and Tony Jefferson, who was taken at 24 in Minnesota. We're sitting at 2. If you trade down, you have so many options to be able to either continue to trade down or take that capital and draft a guy. I'm not scared about going into the draft anymore, Monty. We got Joe Douglas.
Me neither.
Not
me
Mike
neither.
McCagnon.
Me neither.
I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about necessarily having having a super explode. I understand. I want guys. I've talked about trading for Allen Robinson. I think that we can do that if we trade down. I think there's a lot of things that are still there, but I'm not necessarily being like, hey, we got to load up and go and forget all these guys. I'm not there yet because there's still so many moves that we can make.
I'm not there. I'm not there either, Joe. I don't want to. But here's the thing. I'm not a guy who wants to go out and get Juju or get Kenny Golladay. I just want to be able to support my young quarterback, or we do draft a quarterback, being able to protect him. I hate watching Jet football and just seeing this dude just run for his life and not being able to run the ball. So we need to create more competition at that position so we won't, no matter what we do, no matter who we draft, we have a good offensive line in play, and we can call the plays correctly, and we can get if it's Zach Wilson, we have Zach Wilson. If it's Sam Darnold, Sam Darnold. But giving these guys a chance to develop and being able to just at least get to their second read. I'm not everything else. It doesn't even matter in free agents to me. If you're not getting offensive linemen, because that's where if you go, Joe, and this is what I want you to do. If you go back to the previous 2 or 3 years, look at the players that have been the most successful in free agency. It's been linemen. Yeah. Those linemen change franchise. And the Jets, it's just like we just don't see no need in getting them in free agency. What's wrong with that?
Yeah.
But, man.
Well, I think that, listen, Monty, I want to thank you for calling in, man. I got to get to the rest of these lines. Next time I have a show, I need to hear from you, bruh. You know what I'm saying? We go back and forth. Okay. I want to hear from you. You bring some takes, all right, my man?
Okay. Yeah, I was just on Twitter, and I saw you going live. I'm like, man, I didn't know you went live on the Twitter. I'm like, this is dope.
Yeah, for sure. All right, you have a good night, my friend.
All right. You take it easy.
Listen, man, Monty bringing the fire, and he had a great point. I had to let him go because I got a lot of callers. I'm going to get to everybody tonight. But let me tell you something. Joe Douglas, I understand people wanting to address that need in free agency for linemen and stuff like that, but I'm telling you, Joe Douglas is going to go into the draft for that. Mekhi Becton, bringing him in, you look at what he did there. He's going to go find some guards to really bolster this offense and get us to where we need to be. I'm telling you, we got a lot of picks. We got 2 first-rounders next year as well. We could see him maybe work a deal into that stuff. There's so many options, especially if we trade down. There's so many more picks that could be coming from that package. QB needy teams that could definitely get after it, man. So, man, there's a lot of options, a lot of things to talk about. But let me tell you something: the signings that he has made, I really like as well. So we're gonna keep getting to these lines. Salute to all the savages in the chat. I'm going to Makai next, man. This is my guy, 817. I'm coming directly to Makai. Makai, what's going on, my friend? How are you feeling about Corey Davis? What are your thoughts about us bringing him in, man?
What's up, Joe? You already know, Joe. Yo. Now, Corey Davis, it was a good bounce back because that whole morning I was panicking, Joe. You know, I was over here like, Suni, Lindsley. Oh, okay, no. But again, Corey Davis, I mean, me personally, I'm fine with it. It's not necessarily, I mean, I probably would have rather had Juju, but at the same time, I mean, Juju opted to go back again to the better team. There's nothing I can do about that. Same thing with Thuney. Yeah. Thuney opted to go to the better team. Lindsley, it's debatable, but I still probably can say that the Chargers are the better team. So, I mean, end of the day, Corey Davis, solid sign. I mean, no issues with that at all. No issues with that.
Okay. Yeah, you know, look. I like I said, I think that Corey Davis is going to come in here and be very solid for us, not just from the standpoint that he's a big physical wide receiver that, you know, makes a lot of contested catches. A lot of people aren't talking about his ability to run block. He put up numbers in a run-first offense. We're coming in here, and guess what? You look at LaFleur and what they were doing in San Francisco, that was the number one rushing offense in the league. And they did it with three guys that nobody really knows. Hell, their leading rusher was an undrafted free agent, Wilson Jr. I'm forced to watch those guys. It's brutal. They run the ball at you and bludgeon you. I'm telling you, damn, there's a street fight out there. You know, and they come out and win football games that way. So I think, you know what I'm saying? It's rough up there in San Francisco, man. But I tell you what, you know, so guys like that, and also Mims is a solid run blocker as well. So I think a lot of these things that are nuances going to really fit into the offense that we have running. And I'm telling you, he's bringing a big time skill set. I know there's some Jets fans that are like, Corey Davis, but we can have this guy, that guy. I like Corey Davis, though. We can continue to address the position. But another guy that was signed, I want to get your thoughts on, Mikal, is Keelan Cole. I think he's kind of slept on around his fan base. 1 year deal, $5.5 million. What are your thoughts about him, man?
Yo, Keelan Cole, sneaky good hands. Again, you just spoke about the contested catches. Everything I saw from this man was contested catches, getting hit, still making the play. I said, oh, I like it. Again, it's more that dirty work where it's like, okay, cool, I'm going to go up, give me my opportunity to shine, and I will shine. So, I mean, I feel like there's this theme where, you know, Joe Douglas is trying to bring in players that want to play, you know, dudes with heart. And, I mean, I can't do anything but be optimistic about it, you know, bringing in football players to play football.
Yeah, you talking facts, man. You talking facts. I think a lot of Jets fans are kind of sleeping on him and what he can bring to the table and his ability. And, again, like you said, contested catches, guys that can go up there and get it and make plays, you know, when their quarterback may be under duress or just when things aren't, you know, looking as good as it might look, you know, when you first draw it up. So I like that as well, man. Guys that are going to go up and get it if they need to. I want to go to the defensive side of the ball with you, though. Okay, listen, Carl Lawson is in the building. Do you hear me? Hold on. Do you hear me?
What more do you want from me?
What more do you want from JD? He went and got Carl Lawson. Talk to me about him, bruh.
Joe, when I saw that, I said, way to bounce back, my boy, because you know me and Joe Douglas, you know me.
Yep,
we got a finicky relationship. I'm one of them Jets fans where I'm like, Joe, come on.
Yeah.
And Joe said, chill, hold my beer. Here you go. You wanted a toy. It wasn't the offensive line that I so crazy. But, yo, that was a great consolation prize because, yo, my man gets to the quarterback. I'm not going to say the second coming to John Abraham, but that's probably the best pass rusher we had than John Abraham because if I hear one more, I'm going to lose my mind. I remember Calvin Pace, and I just don't recall this pass. I was like, who is Calvin Pace? Who is Calvin Pace? I'm talking about Calvin Pace. I didn't see no pressure the whole time Calvin Pace was in. What hit? But, man, Calvin Pace.
Look, I feel you. My last question, Kyle. You bringing the heat right now, man. You bringing the heat is you look at the situation. I know there's still some guys out there that you want. Who is the one guy that you covet that you want the Jets to sign the most that's still out there, bro? Is there a position that you feel like has not been addressed properly and a guy that you feel like could be a perfect fit, man? Who is it?
Me personally, Joe, I'm about spending that money in free agency.
Here we go. Blow the bag, Macau. You already know. We already know.
I'm going to break the bank.
Money to the ear.
Give me Kyle Fuller.
Yeah.
Give me Kyle Fuller. I will go into the season with Kyle Fuller and Bryce Hall because for some reason, I guess, everybody got that one little player that you believe in. Bryce Hall is my boy over there, so I feel like he's going to feed off that energy. It's not going to be Reeves and Cromartie, but I think those two will make a respectable pair.
Okay, look, I respect that. I respect that. I like Fuller, and I think a lot of people, from what I've, seen around, a lot of, analysts and agents, they're saying $8 to $10 million is in the range to get him. So I can see that move being made. But Macau, listen, I got to get back to these lines, my man. Got a lot of callers, man. I want to thank you for calling in, man. It's always good to talk to you. Next time I have a show, I want to hear from you. All right?
For sure, yo. Have a good night, Joe. All gas, no gas. Yeah. Let's go.
Big fact. Big facts, man. Big facts. Salute to Macau, man. Salute to everybody watching. Please give me a thumbs up on the stream. You know what I'm saying? Salute to all the savages. We're going to keep rolling and getting to these lines. Again, 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639. Let me explain this again because some of y'all, I'm not trying to disrespect anybody, but, some people just don't understand things. When you call in, you're in a queue. Don't call in and hang up, call in and hang up, and call in and hang up. You do that, you'll be at the bottom of the queue, my man. You'll be at the bottom of the queue. And I'll never hear from you. I'm going to get to everybody. Please be patient, okay? I can see you, all right? Not blind. I can see you, and I'll get to everybody. So we're going to keep going, you know what I'm saying, getting back to these lines. And hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe as well and turn on your notifications. You know what I'm saying? Salute to everybody. So we're going to get back to these lines once again. I think I'm going to my guy Jason here, 661. Going to my guy Jason. Jason, I want to thank you for calling in, my man. Give me your thoughts on Jets free agency so far, friend. How are you feeling about Justin Hardy?
Justin Hardy, he's the special teamer, right? CB for the Saints. Used to be Saints.
Yeah, gunner from the corner. Gunner at the corner.
Yeah, love him, man. Love his philosophy. Love how his heart. I was watching his press conference a bunch of times today. It's just amazing how, even though he's just used as a special teamer, he's a great. You will not know that just from watching him. He's a great player, and it's something A+. That's something Joe Douglas is good at, is the personality of the player.
Yeah,
he gets them 100%.
I mean,
good.
Yeah, you're completely right, Jason. That guy is fired up, man, and you can tell he is driven and determined. And that's the type of attitude that you need on the football team. He's also one hell of a special teams player, and that's what we need too. Brett Boyer needs help, bro. I don't know if people know, but our special team continues to need work as well. So I like that signing. What are your thoughts about Carl Lawson, man? Everybody's fired him pairing with Quentin Williams on that line. Do you think we'll be able to really get after it this year defensively, rushing the passer and making the days long for quarterbacks?
Oh yeah, now we finally got a pass rusher. It's not just Quentin Williams, because usually with this defensive line, all they had to usually worry about was Quentin Williams. They double team him and that's it. Now we're pairing him with Lawson, and now it's going to be fun to see this defensive line start eating and just get ready to eat this the enemy offensive line inside and out every week. It's just going to be amazing. I know that. And there's some things probably going forward. There's some things I don't agree with him, but we'll get to that later.
Okay. Yeah, no. Go ahead. I was going to ask you, who's your favorite offensive free agent signing, but go ahead. You know what I'm saying? What is your biggest beef with Joe Douglas so far in free agency?
Well, going back, I've talked to you before free agency. I'm an offensive line guy. I want this offensive line to be built, and so, like I said, if we didn't get Joe Thuney, which understandably they paid him with good amount of money, and he goes to a great team, no one would have fought for him. the one thing I will fight for Joe Douglas for is not checking with Lindsey, because Lindsey, we didn't make a good offer for him. If we would have made a good offer for him, I bet you he would have signed here, and then we could have moved the center we have right now to left guard, and then we only have to solve one of our guards, and we would be set. That's kind of the beat. Yeah. And I didn't like his something that I don't like is that we still have Greg Logan on this team. I don't know why. He's horrible. Horrible player. And then we signed a backup, which should have been a key to get him out the hell out of the field. And yeah.
No, look, I respect that. I respect that. I understand, people have different takes about different players. To get into your offensive line take, I understand. But I keep telling people, hey, I think the draft is where Joe Douglas will continue to attempt to elevate this offensive line. I know that there was a lot of reports about him possibly chasing Thuney last year, but this year he looked at the situation. I think Thuney, kind of had said, hey, I want to go to that team, and you can't blame him. That's a team that's really ready to go. He wants to continue to be a winner. Like you said, Lindsey, maybe the field just wasn't there, but we have a lot of picks. We have a lot of options, and I think we'll attack, offensive line in the draft. So my final question for you before I let you go is there a free agent out there that you still want, man, that you covet, that you feel like the Jets should go after? Man, who is it?
To be honest, he hasn't. So I'm guessing off the line, so the question now would be, so the pick that I think we need most help now as defense is cornerback. And now the Bears has set us up for one of the great top cornerbacks out there in the market. And if Joe Douglas doesn't go get this guy, Kyle Phil, I'm about to be upset with him, because if he's the number one cornerback. We have the depth at cornerback. We just need the number one, and I think he could be the number one for this defense and set us in the right direction.
Oh, listen, I respect that, man. Listen, Jay, I respect that take. I know that there's a lot of people that want Fuller as well. I wouldn't mind us signing him. Again, $8 to $10 million is the range that I think we can get him in. If he's asking for something crazy, I understand we move on from him. But I wouldn't mind bringing him in as well. Listen, Jason, I want to thank you for calling in, my friend. Next time I have a show, I want to hear from you, fam. So you have a good one, all right?
You too, man. Jets up.
All right. Absolutely. Thank you. Listen, Jason calling in with the fire, man. We're going to keep getting to these lines. Again, 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639. If you're watching the stream, wherever you're watching it from, please give me a thumbs up. You know what I'm saying? If you're not subscribed to my stream, please subscribe. Turn on your notifications. You know what I'm saying? So when I go live or I post content, you folks will get it. You know what I'm saying? I respect everybody. And again, I want to thank everybody for listening to me. We're going to keep getting to these lines. So the next, I believe this is my guy, Val. Is this Val on the line? 111. Is this my guy?
Yes, sir.
Oh, you already know.
Yes.
Listen.
Hey, man.
Let's be clear here. Hold on. Let's be very clear here. Straight Savage. I'm not. Want everybody. We need everybody to know that there's a Savage on the line, and it is Val. Listen, Val. You already know what we're talking about. Free agency, the Jets have made moves. How are you feeling about some of the offensive free agents that we signed? Corey Davis, Keelan Cole. Who's your favorite so far, man?
Okay, man. I definitely had to call in, man, because, we got some new pieces on the Jets, man. So, I had to come in and check in with my boy Joe, man. So let's just break this down. Everybody is, they're questioning Corey Davis. Oh, yeah, he's not that guy, but he's okay. Listen, he chose to come to the Jets on day 2. We don't do this. This doesn't happen for us. We got to be thankful that we have players that are actually coming to the Jets, and we're not even overpaid. We didn't overpay for Corey Davis. Corey Davis could have went to the Ravens. He could have went to a playoff team. He chose to come to a team that didn't really do good last year, So now we actually getting some players in. This is a start. You know what I'm saying? So we're heading into the right direction. You see the culture is being changed. You see that we're bringing in, how do I feel about Corey Davis? I felt great. I was happy. I was like, man, we definitely got something done the second day. The first day was a little shaky, you know, but everybody was questioning. I was kind of questioning as well too. But listen, this is the second day we got Corey Davis. This man is just coming from, you know, playing off of a good team and stuff. And on top of that, how was our red zone last year? Who did we pass it to in the red zone? Let's talk about it. This man is a big body.
Did we get to the red zone?
Alongside. Yeah, exactly. This man can catch. He's like a Brandon Marshall 2.0. I think he's a little faster than Brandon Marshall, but, you know, I think he has that possibility to be a Brandon Marshall in a way. But he's going to absolutely help us in the red zone because this man could really catch. And this is going to actually help out Mims as well, too. So, you know, he can learn off him as well, too. So he is a little bit of a veteran, but he could also shed some light on Denzel Mims as well, too, because he's also a big body wide receiver, just a little tall, you know. So this is beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely. And the run blocking as well. I think a lot of people are sleeping on that. We're going to be running the ball. Let me tell y'all. We're going to be running the ball. I don't know if y'all know.
So that's beautiful. Yeah, that's beautiful. That's going to help us out as well, too.
Yeah, that's big fact. So when you continue to look at this, and you started to talk about it, you know, you felt it was kind of shaky day one. What are your thoughts on, you know, just Joe Douglas's movement in free agency? Are you still questioning since these signings have gone down? Do you feel like he should have been faster or quicker on the trigger with some players? I mean, how do you feel about just the way that he's done things?
From what I'm seeing from right now of these contracts and these situations that are happening, high risk, low reward. You know, we're giving out probably 2 to 3 years, and some people are getting 1-year deals and stuff. Like you said earlier, and I like exactly what you said, depth, because that was what we were struggling in last year. Because we needed depth so bad, it was terrible. So, you know, we're going into this free agency, we're having depth. I do wish he addressed the offensive line. Hopefully he does this in the draft because we really need this. We need offensive line bad. Because, you know, anybody that's a quarterback, I understand. Like I said, I always made a case that I said I wasn't huge on Sam Darnold. But listen, a quarterback that doesn't have an offensive line, he's going to run for his life, no matter who's the wide receiver or anything. So, you know, we have to have some depth on offensive line. So hopefully he addresses that as well.
Yeah, I hope he does. And listen, man, Val, my final question for you is, I know you're excited about a lot of guys that are still out there. I know you're still looking at some of the folks that could, you know, possibly be Jets. You know, who's the guy that you covet the most? Who's the guy that you want the most that's still, you know, in that market?
Okay, so since we're talking about it, I would say I would piggyback off of the last caller. You know, that guy from Chicago, the number one cornerback. I'm not too familiar with his name, but I am familiar with his game. So
Fuller,
you can help me out. Yeah, Fuller.
Yeah, Fuller.
Fuller. Yeah, we definitely need to get him inside the door, or, you know, like probably a Richard Sherman should be our number 2 option if we don't get Fuller. So, you know, because he showed that, you know, he was interested in, you know, being a part of the, you know, the Jets and stuff like Richard Sherman. So hopefully we can get him inside the door. And also, I kind of want to touch on that pass rusher. He basically made it clear that Carl Lawson. I'm happy that we actually addressed it. That was huge. We needed a pass rusher to actually get to the quarterback because we've been itching for a pass rusher for years and we never addressed that. So glad that we finally got a pass rusher inside the building so we don't have to use our safeties all the time for a pass rushing. So, yeah, that's beautiful. And he actually said himself he only came here because of Robert, you know. So Robert Sal, so, you know, so that's just another piece, you know. So players want to come and play for this coach. So it just shows you, you know, once you get that good coach in here, you're going to get some players that want to come and play for you and play hard. And I love all the people that they brought in because if you think about it, sorry, not to be long-winded, but if you think about it, all these players that you see that we added, they are all football-driven. Corey Davis, football-driven. This pass rusher that we got, he's football-driven as well, too. You know, so it's just like, you know, and on top of that, the special teams guy, he was talking about heart and stuff. So, you know, he has love for the game. That's what we needed. We needed people that want to play for this team and want to actually win and actually love to breathe football. You know, eat and breathe football. There we go. So, you know.
That's
Sure.
Listen, Val, I want to thank you for calling in. You spit the fire tonight, my man. I got to get to the rest of these callers. You have a good night, all right?
Yes, sir. All right, you too, man.
All right.
Everybody hit and subscribe to your boy Joe, man. Keep doing your thing, Joe. I'm going to keep watching.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, and thank you for your support, bro. You have a good one. Listen, Val calling in with the fire. We're going to keep getting to these lines, man. We're going to keep getting to these lines. Again, 515-602-9639, 515-602-9639. Give me some feedback. Let me know what you folks think about, you know what I'm saying, the audio. Is it good and everything? Consistently working on stuff around here. Also, give the stream a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. You know what I'm saying? Turn on your notifications as well so that when we go live or post content, you folks can get it. You know what I'm saying? So we'll keep on going. Again, salute to all the savages in the chat. Salute to everybody watching. I'm going to Venom G's next on the line. Grandpa G's, you know how he do.
Yo.
Grandpa G's going with some logical takes. What's going on, Venom? How you doing today,
man?
No logic?
I'm doing good.
That's what I'm
good.
talking
No
about.
logic. No logic.
Yo, hold on, Venom. Before we get there. Savage. If you don't know, Venom Jesus is savage. He just come on the show and play this whole grandpa role with this logical stuff. Venom Jesus is crazy, bro. He's out of his mind, bro. Well, Venom, listen, man. Let's get started. You know what I'm saying? Right off the bat, Corey Davis, big wide receiver, physical.
Man,
how are you feeling about us bringing him in, man? We got a target. We got a weapon.
I love it. I love it, man. He's gonna look good, man. I love it.
Yeah, and he's a big body guy that's also really solid at run blocking too. Again, that's something I think is going to be really huge for us as well.
Yeah, and I think the receivers that they brought in matches the Shanahan system, where it's a run first system, and then you break out with the play action. So, and you can see, I think out of play action plays, Davis was probably the number 4, best receiver out of play action. So we're getting a beast in the Shanahan system. So I think they brought in people that could fit the system. So I think he's going to be great, man. And Kanan Cole as well too. So both of them are going to be thriving in the system. And it's like a Quincy Enunwa 2.0. I think this dude is.
Yeah. What are your thoughts about the defensive signings that we made, man? You look at the situation. Carl Lawson, that dude's a beast, man.
That's a big piece. That's a big piece. But I think the sleeper is going to be the dude where he signed from the Lions. I think he's going to be a beast right now.
Gerard Davis,
the number 1 pick, Gerard Davis, where everybody slept on him in Detroit. He's going to come here and feast, just like everybody Rob Saleh gets. He turns them into animals. So I think he's going to be a one coming off the edge with Carl Lawson as well. So I think them two are going to do some damage.
Yeah. What are your thoughts about LaMarcus Joyner? We brought him in on a 1-year deal as well. There's a lot of people looking around saying another safety. I mean, are you?
Yeah.
I mean, are
hell
you?
No, I love it. I love it. I love it. He's a thumper. He comes down. He's knocking. If you come through the middle, he's gonna hit you. His IQ is good. He could go for the interception. So I think this would just be a good piece for Ashton Davis just to sit back and see what this looks like, even if he's not on the field, just to see Joyner and Marcus May work out together. Or if you put all 3 of them on the field together, it's going to be something to watch, man. But I think Joe is building it good. Everybody's saying the offensive line. I think we'll deal with that later on. But and with all these 1-year contracts, we don't want to get caught up with with how we got caught up with all these other big contracts and people sign these big numbers and then they don't live up to it. So Joe's like, yo, show me you're going to ball. Once you ball, I'll give you that money. So you come in here, show that 1 year, don't Tremaine Johnson me. Don't do that to me again. I don't want nothing like that.
Here we go. Venom, I can talk all day about that Tremaine Johnson. That was horrific. Oh my God.
I don't want Tremaine
Johnson. What is Mac doing?
I don't want that kind of contract given out, and then somebody don't live up to it.
Ooh,
you know.
That was so bad.
Man, I'm not even going to talk about the Veer.
Please don't talk about Pierre. I mean, but that was a one-year deal. Tremaine Johnson was, I'm on the cap. I'm making tons of money, and even we still owed him cash. It's insane. Yeah. But Venom, you're bringing the fire right now, bro. I don't want to go back into the past. I don't want to think about guys like that anymore. All right, that time is over. He's gone. Gaze is gone. It's we're moving forward, okay? It's all gas, no brakes over here, all right? Now, my final question before I let you go is, who is a free agent that you covet that's still out there, man? Like, who is a guy that you want that the Jets could possibly get?
It's not a sexy. None of the people that I'm looking at is sexy, but it's pieces that you could plug in and build the rookies up. Like I like Malcolm Butler. He's a dog. I like Richard Sherman. He's a dog on the offensive line. I like the guy from the Steelers, Ventura, I think his name is. So I like all these dudes. They're dogs, and they can show these young guys how to come up and be professionals and handle their business once they get on the field. So I like a lot of people, man. So even if we were to sign Butler and Richard Sherman, just to show these guys how to come up and how to and Richard Sherman ain't no punk. He's gonna really talk smack and get these kids. He'll get them in their place.
Yeah. Listen, Venom just he comes in with solid takes. I ain't gonna lie. Give him All right, not too much.
Calm down.
Y'all gonna have Venom.
Y'all
gonna have Venom. Coming around here with more grandpa takes, more logical football. I'm trying to give Kenny Golladay $20 million a year. That's what I want to see happen. I want to see us just go crazy. Venom about logic, man.
I would have gave it. Man, I'd rather give it to Kyle Fuller before he get to Galladay.
Listen, man, I gotta get back to these lines, and it was good to talk to you tonight. Next time I have a show, I want to hear from you. All right?
Yo, it's always a pleasure, Joe. Have a good night, bro.
All right, you have a good night. Man, they be trying to come in with all this logic, man. Ain't nobody got time for that, dog. Ain't nobody got time for that, bruh. You think I want to hear that?
Hell no, to the no, no, no. Hell to the no, hell to the no, to the no, no, no.
You're coming in with some logic, some free agency, and talk about team building. I don't want to hear that. I want to hear Kenny Golladay, $30 million. Do what it takes. That's what I want to hear. You know what I'm saying? Salute to my guy, Venom G's, man. Salute to everybody in the chat. You know what I'm saying? We're going to keep getting to these lines. Give me some craziness. I want to go crazy. You know what I mean? So we're going to keep getting to these lines. Salute to everybody again. 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number to the show. You can call in, get to everybody. Don't call in and hang up. Call in and hang up. You put yourself at the end of the line. I mean, it's a cue. I can see you. So we're getting to my guy Jacob next on the line. 818, I'm coming directly to you, 818. Jacob, my man, how are you doing tonight? I hope everything's going well with you. Give me your thoughts about Keelan Cole. How are you feeling about that signing? 1 year, 5.5. What do you think?
Yo, it's good, Joe. Nice to talk to you again this week.
It's good to see you as well,
I like this signing a lot. I think he's definitely known for, I don't know if you knew this, he's one of the best jump ball receivers in the NFL when it comes to percentages on contested catches. So that's what Joe Douglas likes to do. He likes to go out there and sign guys who aren't really talked about too much, but have significant value when it comes to some of the more in-depth stats, I guess you'd like to say, because a lot of people just, especially with wide receivers, they just tend to look at three things: receptions, yards, and touchdowns, and that's all that matters. Doesn't matter what their drop percentage is, even if they drop 99% of their balls, as long as they're racking up those yards and those touchdowns, let's pay them $25 million a year. And so, to bring in a guy like Keelan Cole and Corey Davis, both guys who are great in what our scheme is meant for, and who we can get on pretty good deals too, I think it's a great signing.
Yeah, I thought it was a great signing as well. I think bringing him in, he's going to do nothing but help continue to bolster the depth and the versatility of this wide receiver core. You know, him, Crowder, Mims, and then you got Davis on the outside as well. Bruh, you know, this is formidable, and we could still add some more wide receivers too. But even talking about that wide receiver core, I just brought up Crowder. I'm kind of thinking that the Jets are going to keep him. Are you in the mindset, because there's a lot of fans that want to get rid of him and utilize that money to continue to go out there and get other wide receivers, do you want to see us move on from Crowder and take that cash and go elsewhere?
Probably not. If we choose to bring in another guy who fits into that slot receiver type of role, or if we want to go out there in the draft and draft like a Kadarius Toney or somebody who fits into the slot role, then I would say yes, because you don't need two guys who both strictly play in the slot battling it out. You're just wasting money at that point. But especially if we're going to bring in Zach Wilson, which is likely what's going to happen, you got to give him a sure-handed guy who you know is going to come up with the ball, who you know doesn't drop the ball very often. I think that's what Jamison Crowder is. He doesn't drop the ball very often. He's pretty underrated. He racks up the receptions, and that's what you need for a rookie quarterback. You need somebody who's reliable, somebody who's going to catch the ball, a go-to receiver. I think that's what he is for now. So unless we choose to bring in another slot receiver, I think we should keep him for one more year.
Okay, I respect that take. So my next question for you is, Carl Lawson, how do you feel about that signing?
Man, that dude is a character. That's what we need.
Yep.
I don't know if you've seen on Instagram some of the things he's posted with that smile of his going along with his little chants and stuff. That's what we need here. I'm so tired of having boring characters. Just, you know, everybody from Adam Gase, they're all depressed, they're all sad, they've all had enough of football. So now we get to bring in somebody who's passionate about the game, who's excited to be here, and I know he's going to become a fan favorite within minutes of week one. I mean, he's great.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, my final question before I let you go, Jacob, and I'm telling you, you're bringing it, man. I like a lot of your takes. Is there a free agent that's still out there that you covet that you want to see the Jets bring in?
Yeah, I would still love Richard Sherman. I think we need somebody who's going to come in here and really bring that veteran presence. Now, obviously, I don't think it's going to be a long contract, probably 1 to 2 years max. You know, our old general manager, 1 Year Joe, as I like to call him, loves to bring in those 1-year contracts. And I think this is one that actually would make sense for 1 year. Even if it's 2 years too, fine. We just need somebody who can really give confidence to the younger corners, teach them what the game is all about, and just give them the confidence boost that we need, because we haven't had a true lockdown corner since Prime Revis. And before that, I don't even know who it was, because it's not Tremaine Johnson, I'll tell you that.
Whew, it definitely wasn't, bro. Listen, Jacob, you brought the fire tonight, man. It's always great to speak to you. I got to get back to the rest of my lines, but I want to thank you for calling in, man. You have a good night, all right?
Hey, you too. Everybody subscribe to Joe.
Salute. Thank you so much for the support, man. Listen, we're going to keep getting to these lines. I know I got a lot of people on the lines. Again, 515-602-9639, 515-602-9639. Salute to everybody in the chat. Official Loyal NY Justin, salute to you, man. Salute to all the savages in the chat that's watching. Salute to everybody, man. I get to everybody. We're going to keep getting to these lines because the lines is packed, man. I'm coming to 732 next. 732, I'm coming directly to you. I think this is my guy, John. Man. John, is this you?
Joe?
Salute to you if it is. What's going on? You already know what time it is, bro. You already know what time it is with me, John. I'm getting fired up over here. Corey Davis.
I'm fired up, baby.
Corey Davis is our wide receiver, John.
Man,
how are you feeling about this, man?
I'm fired up. Yeah, I had been saying that that I didn't think Joe was gonna. Not that he didn't spend big money, but I thought we were gonna go for Corey Davis, like you said, scheme fit, good run blocker, but more importantly, he put up good numbers for a team that, like with Derrick Henry, they're always running the ball. You know what I'm saying? And they put he put up good numbers in that offense with A.J. Brown too. Once his numbers before A.J. Brown were bigger, but then they drafted A.J. Brown or whatever, and his numbers went down a little bit. But he's still consistent. He's still a big body dude, contested ball catcher. I definitely think he can fit that number one role. I like the Keelan Cole also coming in because they're all like deep threat, contested catcher, big body guys. The guys that are going to go up and get it, man. When things are breaking down, and I think a lot of people aren't thinking about this too, is that red zone. Now we got real red zone threats as well with these two big guys, especially Keelan Cole. He's a guy that goes up and get it. These are guys that are going up and getting contested catches, fade routes, all that stuff opens up. I mean, you can teach a lot of things. You can't teach big. You can't teach big. You know what I'm saying? And I like that we're going to go back to like the run first. Right. No, you need those guys in the red zone. That was the only thing that shocked me a little bit about us not like really pursuing the tight end. I don't know if we're going to get after that in the draft. But that was a little and then the Patriots got like both the tight ends, like Jonnu Smith and Hunter Henry, and I was like I was thinking I was like, man, like I can't believe like Patriots get both the guys that like that I would have thought would have been fire for us. So it's just
now I don't scare easily, John. I'm not a scary man. That's not nobody put fear in me. You know what I'm saying? I'm a man. I'm gonna stand my ground.
Right.
But Jonnu Smith and Hunter Henry, bro, what? Can somebody investigate?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying, there needs to be an investigation. Can we investigate these signings? How did they get two of the top tight ends of free agency? That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that they're doing something crazy. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, can we look into this? Can we look into what the Patriots are doing over there? How did that happen? That's what I'm saying.
I don't know.
I'm not dropping a dime. I'm just saying that if you look into it, you look into it.
Everybody started beefing up in the division. I don't know how that happened. I feel, especially the Patriots too. That kind of like just threw me for a loop. And then I'm like, okay, Rudolph's still available. He goes to the Giants. I'm like, come on, man. Like we got to get somebody. But I have been pounding the table. I don't feel like he gets a lot of credit, but I think he's going to get traded for like a 5th-round pick because they didn't cut him yet. Zach Ertz from the Eagles. I think we should kick the tires on him a little bit. Another red zone threat. Another dude doesn't care about getting his hands dirty in the blocking game. Really good pass catcher. I know he's going to be 30, so he's a little older. But I don't know. He was looking pretty solid last year for the Eagles. He was good for Hurts when he came in. Dependable. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I can see us making that move. You know what I'm saying? Joe Douglas, I'm sure you're familiar with him as well. I can see us doing that. But, Zach, we'll see where he's at, because, again, he's been in the league for quite some time, you know what I'm saying, doing his thing. But he could be an option, especially us bringing in we brought in Tyler Croft as well as a tight end. I'm all about hosting the tight end position. I do not want to hand Chris Herndon a starting job. I don't want to do that, bro. I don't want to do that.
No, he was just
not at all.
Disappointing last year, Herndon. It's like he really literally dropped the ball, like figuratively and physically. Like it was just like we were all like Herndon's about to have a year, and he just comes out and he can't catch a car that's hitting him in the chest. It's like, what's going on? Like,
Well, John, listen, I got my last question for you before I let you go, man. You got me cracking up over here. Before I let you go, is there a free agent that's out there that you still covet, outside of Zach Ertz? Who's the guy that you want to bring in?
All right, now what do you think about this? Because we have Corey Davis. Now, he did play Mariota got cut today. Right, and I'm all for I want to pair Sam, trade him with like that 3rd-round pick that we got for Jamal, give that to Washington and scoop up that 19th overall pick. real quick on that. I want that because this whole we didn't get Lyman, but we could still build it through the draft real good. Creed Humphrey, great center coming out this year. You get him, you can kick McGovern over, and then you can double dip. You get another interior lineman right there. But I was thinking sign Mariota because he got cut now, and we bring Mariota in, and the draft either is that. I really want Fields, personally. But everybody, the Zach Wilson hype train. But I think Fields is a good quarterback, and he showed a lot of grit, like with the games that he had this year.
That's my guy as well. That's my top guy too. For me, I think Justin Fields is the guy that I want the most in the draft if we're going quarterback. But we'll continue to talk about that as free agency comes. But John, I got to get back to these lines, man. I got quite a bit of callers I need to get to everybody. I want to thank you for calling in tonight. You brought the fire. You have a good night, all right?
All right, man. You too. Take care.
Thanks. Absolutely. Listen, John calling in on the line, man. Everybody's spitting fire tonight. Salute to the chat again, man. Everybody in the chat, all the savages. Frank in the chat, salute to you. Frank says, once you figure out how to block Quinnen and Lawson, how you going to block Gerard Davis? That's a fact, Frank. Frank's talking facts in the chat. Yo, listen. Good luck on that. Good luck on figuring out how to block all those guys. You know what I'm saying? That's on you. That's not on me. That's on you. Because I'm telling you, they're going to wreak havoc. We're going to keep getting to these lines, though. 515-602-9639. You know what I'm saying? We're going to my guy, Mike in Bayshore. You already know what time it is with Mike. Mike, Bayshore, how are you feeling today, my man? What are your thoughts about some of the free agent signings that we've seen from Joe Douglas? What do you think that he's bringing to the table, and are you excited about him?
First of all, Joe, you got to get more excited when I get on this damn phone. Here we go, bro. Here we go. I need a flamethrower. I need a flamethrower right now, brother. Hold on.
Hold on, Mike. Hold on a second, man. I feel you. I was trying. Bro, this is Mike from Bayshore. If y'all don't know, you better get to know.
AKA
fire. Go ahead, Mike.
AKA the Vanilla Stallion. Tell them they don't know me, man. They don't know me, man. Better brace yourself, man. Better brace yourself. Joe, I'm all excited. I'm definitely. I like the signing so far. We can't make the same mistake that we did last year. We should have signed Coughlin. We signed Font. We should have signed Robbie. We signed Perryman. But you know what? I got to give Joe credit because he's correcting those mistakes. What did he do? He went after Lawson. What did he do? He went after Corey Davis. Corey Davis is straight up, man, big body, red zone guy. I agree with that caller earlier. Totally for it. This kid, Hardy, a grinder. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. We needed help on the special teams last year. That was quite obvious. But, all the signings so far, so good. I like Joyner at the secondary. In the secondary, as far as the free safety and the strong safety position. Why the Raiders did that, try to put him at the corner slider and nickel, it didn't gel when he was with the Los Angeles Rams. But, I'm excited for that. It is what it is. But again, I think we should have focused more on the offensive line. But you can't blame Tooney, bro. You can't blame Tooney being like, yo, man, I need to make money. I need to win a championship. It's the Jets or the Chiefs. You can't hate on the guy. You cannot hate on the guy. So it is what it is. Joe D is going to build this line through the draft. I'm all about old school, how we built the line. What did Parcells do? Kevin Mawai, Faneca, Beanie. We were just straight up maulers. And I hope Joe can do that through the draft. With 9 picks, I get a little nervous. I wish we had 12. But the draft starts at number 2.
There's still there's a trade we can make. If we trade down, Mike, we might end up with 12. We might end up with more than that, depending on what we can get from a team that wants to move up to 2. You know what I'm saying? That's quarterback hungry. That's quarterback needy. That's willing to be in on Zach Wilson or Justin Fields so we can see that. But you're bringing fire takes right now, man. You absolutely are. And you talked about, some of the things that you want to see, more offensive line stuff. You talked about Thuney as well. I'm looking at the situation and I'm saying to myself, the defense, some of the moves that he's made defensively, you talked about Gerard Davis and Justin Hardy, but Carl Lawson, bruh, whoa. Bringing that guy in here, we have a legitimate pass rusher. You pair him with Quentin Williams. Bro, who is going to block that, Mike? I mean, what are your thoughts about that?
Well, it's exciting because the thing is so, just like there was 3 other callers that I heard. I want guys that want to play here. I don't want guys making the money. We've been through the Tremaine Johnson era, okay? We've been through that. We've been through the, nothing against Le'Veon, but all due respect to Le'Veon, but we didn't get no alignment for him. And let me be blunt. Why are we paying? Nothing against CJ. He's a beast. I love him, but it's time to go. If we can get what we can get for him, I mean, I love CJ, but you know what? We have to get what we can get, and we have to build this team through the draft, and that's the only way you can do that. Because you know what? I was just hoping to get at 23.
You already.
You know who I want at. You know who I want at 23.
Yes, we know. Najee Harris.
No.
Every week, bro, you find some way to put this guy on this show. How do you do
Name
this?
me.
Every week.
Tell me anybody. Joe, I love you, man. I love you, you're a gangster.
Yeah.
Tell me any running back that we drafted as a Jet that has I mean, Curtis Martin is my favorite Jet of all time. I met him in person. Oh, my God, man. I tell you, man, class act, gentleman, favorite Jet of all time, hands down.
Yeah.
But we need to draft a stud. And Najee, I'll tell you, man, who is a young quarterback, whether it's Sam Darnold or Zach Wilson, it's his running back.
Yeah.
It's his running back.
Look. Listen, Mike, I'm not going to deny Najee he's ridiculous, dude. He's unbelievably talented. I just don't know if we can take a running back in the first round. I think he might end up going in the first. I think he really – I mean, dude, it's there. Like, there's no – the talent's there. He's got everything. But I just don't know if we're in the position. I think we'll probably go, later for guys. But Najee, if he's in that second round, I'll tell you what, I might be right there with you. I'll talk to
Joe,
the
brother,
fan club,
Joe, can you? I hate it. I hate it because he's going to probably go to Pittsburgh and blow it up. And that hits me right here. That hits me right here. But
yeah. Listen, Mike, I got to get back to these lines, man.
I appreciate it, brother. Thank you so much, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for calling in, man. You have a good night, my friend.
Later.
Listen, Mike from Bayshore calling in. I got to get back to you. I'm going to try to get on another caller. 260, I'm going to come to you again. I want to thank everybody for listening, everybody for calling in. 260, I'm coming to you very quickly. We're going to try to get your take, get you in here. 260, give me your name, where you're from, and what are your thoughts about Corey Davis?
Yo, Joe, it's 260 from here. Jason from Indiana.
Okay, what's going on, my friend? How are you doing today? How are you feeling about the signing
Doing
of Corey
well,
Davis?
Brother. We've talked before, bro.
Okay.
When do we, as Jets fans, stop getting so excited about a player who has underperformed their entire career, and all we do is say, well, they can be better here? I'm not that excited about it.
Okay. Well, I look at the situation. I understand what you're saying, but again, when you look at, he's been in a run-first offense. He's a guy that has ability. He was still able to put up solid numbers there. He's a big body. He fits the offense that we have, a solid run blocker as well. I think he can be okay here. I don't think people are jumping over the moon because, again, we could still add to the wide receiver position, but I'm excited. I am for him. I think he can come in here and fill in that number one spot here and be decent for us.
I think he can, as you said, he can be decent. So we should also have our expectations at decent. I mean, we can't be so excited about a guy that we have decent expectations on. You follow me? And as Jets fans, you know, we always take everything over the top.
Well, you know, look, like I said, I like the signing. I think Keelan Cole as well being brought in bolsters the roster there. Just doing anything to better this offense when we all know that the offense has been horrific, putrid these last couple of years, I think bodes well for us. So I think that's why we're all excited. Again, I think that Corey Davis is going to come in here and be very solid for us, a very solid, decent wide receiver. But I got to keep going because I got to shut down the show soon. But I want to get your thoughts on this. Give me really quickly. Who is a free agent that you covet that you still like to see the Jets bring in that's still out there?
If you really want my opinion, I think we need to just pull the plug and just say we're done. There's not a guy out there that we need to spend any money on to get any more. Our defense, I think, with the coaching that we have, could turn average players into very good players, or very good players into great players. So let these young guys, let this new coach and these young players, and let them just build this chemistry that we've been asking for years.
Yeah. Well, look, David, again, I want to thank you for calling in, man. I got to get going. Please, next time I have a show, I want to hear from you. All right, you have a good one. Thank you so much for all the support as well, David. You're the best. Listen, I understand certain people's takes. I get it, you know, but listen, you look at Corey Davis and what he can do, the big body, the catch radius, what he's going to bring to the table. Some people think he's underperforming the pass. I know there was a lot of Jets fans that brought up that take. I don't think that's necessarily true, man. He's in a run-first offense. His run blocking is out of this world. You know, he can do things, man. He's going to come here and be able to be solid for us, too. I don't think he's bad at all. And the red zone ability that we coming in with him as well, stacked with Keelan Cole, too. Man, I'm excited. I understand some Jets fans are. I respect that, you know, part of the fan base. I respect their takes. But, you know, I'm excited. So I want to thank everyone for calling in. We're going to close down the show now. We're getting close to our time where we got to get up out of here. So, listen. I want to thank everybody. If you're watching me live from the stream, please give my show a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed as well. I'm on a salute to everybody in the chat, all the savages, everybody to watch me. Listen, I'm the man of the people. I'm here for the people. Let me shamelessly promote my Facebook page. Everyone go on Facebook. Search The Long Beach Joe Show. Like that page. My content's up there. Go ahead and give it a listen. Message me. I'll message you right back. I love going back and forth with folks about this football team. Also, leave me some feedback. I love hearing about what you folks think I do here on The Long Beach Joe Show. I'm also on Twitter as well at YoungJ000. That's 3 zeros. Go ahead and follow me. I'll follow you right back. You want to troll me? No issues. I'm the troll who lives under the bridge, okay? And I will have my Darnold jersey on at all times until we figure out what we're doing with him. Because if we move on from him, then I'll still wear the jersey, but he won't be here. But I have my Darnold jersey on, so if you want to go back and forth, we can go back and forth. I'll throw you right back, no issues. Also, you can follow the show's page as well at The Long Beach Joe. You know what I'm saying? We can go back and forth on there as well and talk about the team. I'm also on YouTube as well at Long Beach Joe Jets. Long Beach Joe Jets is the YouTube where you can see the live stream for the show. You see all my other content as well. Please subscribe. Give my videos a thumbs up. Turn on your notifications as well. And if you want to troll me there too, no problem. Hit the comments and I'll troll you right back. No issues. You know what I'm saying? I'm the troll. I love going back and forth with folks. So listen, when you see me in person, all right, whenever you see me, it is arms out, chest open, hugs for everyone, okay? The hugs will cost you absolutely nothing. They remain free. I want to thank everyone for watching and listening, no matter where you're watching and listening to me from. You folks are the absolute greatest. I'm telling you, I'm nothing without you people. You people are the absolute best. So you have a good one, folks. Peace.